Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. We got another great show here for you today. We got Ari Palladian. So we have Ari coming back on the show. We had him on at the beginning of COVID. He was a brand new investor. In his own mind, he asked some very silly questions. Well, because he's a year more experienced now. But here's the biggest thing is most people have those questions, right?
Big time.
And you've done a heck of a lot since then, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been busy. Yeah. It's honestly just going back thinking about it. It's crazy, like how far you can go in such little time, as long as you just kind of like take the action. Like that was a lot of the advice you were giving me, right? It's just you got to do it. And a lot of my fears were, I mean, very common, like new investor fears, right? With, you know, what happens if everybody stops paying at the same time, and this and that, and other people kind of, you know, talking in your ear and everything. But just after you do one, it's just everything just kind of starts to flow. And you know what I love about the investor community is everyone is so helpful.
Yeah.
And if you have a question, I've reached out to, you know, multiple people, and you know, a lot of times they just like to talk to other investors too. So
well, here's the thing, like maybe you're doing something that I've never done.
Yeah.
Or like you're doing the exact same thing I'm doing, but you know, you like, hey, I did this little thing. You're like, man, that's interesting. I've never done that, because sometimes we get stuck in our own way as well, right? Where we're like, oh, here's our system, here's our model, and then somebody comes along and you're like, oh wow, you do it that way. Great, I can tweak my system and model, right? Like, I mean, we were just in Alberta, me and my buddy Josh, who, I mean, you can follow his YouTube channel. We'll put the link down below. But we're there and like we're having lunch with, you know, Pierre-Paul Turgeon and Arlen Dolan, you know, Chris Davies. We're having lunch and dinner with these guys because that's the thing, right? Like we're doing something out there that they're not doing. So when we go to lunch with these guys, even though they have, well, as many or more doors sometimes, they're always interested. Like, what are you guys doing? Yeah. Right? Like, how did you do that? What are you getting for rents? Like, you know, we're pushing the envelope out there, which is every time somebody does something new here, they should be pushing that envelope, right?
Big time. Yeah. And yeah, like that's what I really got from the community. So that was like it wasn't much of a, like, they know something, so they want to keep it. It's like, they want to share and just help everybody help each other. Yeah. So that was a big, I think, benefit for being new, but everyone being so helpful. And you were mentioning to me on that video too, like join the Facebook groups and just network yourself, keep talking. So that's honestly what we did. Started with one duplex conversion in Cambridge.
Yep.
We bought at the best time ever. It was in May of 2020. Yeah. So it was unreal. Right.
Well, you would have been better to buy in March of 2020.
Yeah, or
there's always a better time.
Or March of 2019, you know what I mean? It's just always whenever.
March of 2020, you might have got a better deal than May of 2019. Yeah.
Yeah.
March of 2020. Yeah.
No, for sure. But it's just, you know, most people just regret what they didn't buy.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're holding for the long term, right? It's if you got a good plan, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
As long as you execute.
Yeah. So you bought your first one in May.
Yeah.
And then so you did there was a bungalow. You put a legal second suite in.
Yep.
So quick numbers. What did you buy it at?
So we bought it for $456.
$456. What was your rental cost?
We'll say with holdings and everything, about $100.
Okay, so you're in for, let's call it $560.
Yep.
Well, I mean, land transfer tax. Let's call it $570.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what was your end value?
So actually, the appraisal came in a little low, which was fine. Like, helps the cash flow numbers, but appraisal came in at $705.
So $705. So you got a $560,000 mortgage.
$564 exactly.
$564.
Yeah. So basically, everything I was all in, we pulled out.
Yeah. So you're 100%. Yeah. Out. And so, what are you getting for rents on it?
Rents were very, very surprising. Like literally, like my main floor unit, 3-bed, 1-bath, it got a bidding war.
Yeah.
It was insane. A lot of what I found in my area, Cambridge, Kitchener, a lot of retired people are coming into retirement, close to.
Yep.
They love the bungalows, right? And they're selling their house. That's what happened with me. They are selling their house and they just want to rent for the rest of their time and be comfortable, and they've saved all the tax-free money from selling their house. So that's what we got. We got a retired couple living on the main floor, no stairs, no nothing. They love it. They're paying $2,300 plus hydro.
Okay.
And then the basement, because like I started a construction company, Palladian Construction Inc., and I dove into the renovations. Was looking at ways to really kind of make it higher end without like breaking the bank.
Yeah.
But we did like I did like little things like double vanity in the washroom instead of single vanity, which was just like if I was living in that basement, you know, say I just got married with my wife, we're living down there, I would love that, right? Feels like it's a luxury, like, you know, you got your double vanity and everything like that, quartz countertops.
Yeah,
you know.
nice backsplash.
Exactly.
Like, you spend a couple more bucks, like a couple hundred, like $200 more on a backsplash.
Exactly.
And it's like
the labor's the same,
it just
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the labor's the same. Everything's the same except, and it's usually a small space, right? Because it's a kitchen, like a basement kitchen.
Exactly.
Like it's not like it's like hundreds of linear feet more or anything.
Yeah, and just like little things that like I think goes a long way. Like somebody would appreciate, and you know we did get a high quality tenant down there, but like for our kitchens, like we went to the ceiling and then we just capped it with a crown molding. Like it just adds that extra oomph. You know what I mean? So and we got 1900 plus hydro for the basement. So all in all, it's 4200 plus hydro.
Wow.
I did throw in water and gas just to kind of be on like that good terms with the tenants and stuff. It was my first time trying it out. I've heard of multiple different strategies. I'm actually in the Durham REI group as well, talking to Quentin. Definitely other strategy I could have done, like 60-40 split or whatever. Yeah. But for this one, I said I'll pay. I'm already getting top rents. So
you're getting good rents. I mean, you're cash flowing.
Yeah.
Probably cash flow like $1,500-$1,800 a month.
So when I broke down all my numbers, like 10% for maintenance, which might be high and everything, and I self-manage, we're at 1,000.
1,000, okay.
Yeah, which is still like my first one. Like I beyond blessed, beyond thankful for it. So
yeah,
it was been great.
So what else have you done since? Obviously, you opened your own construction company.
Yeah, opened my own construction company.
We'll advertise.
Yeah, thank you for the shout out.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to get a real passion for like helping other people through the process, and you know I don't have years and years of real estate experience, but I do have years and years of construction experience. So I thought that could be a good way for me to get into working with investors and helping them through their renovations. So now that we finished that one and I'm wrapping up my second one.
So share with me the numbers on the second one.
So the second one we bought in November of 2020.
Yep. Still the best time ever.
Yeah, it was great. And the crazy thing was they wanted to close in March.
Okay.
So if they just held and listed in January, they probably could have gotten extra like 80,000.
Yeah.
We bought it for $494.
Okay. Same style bungalow.
Same style bungalow. It was in a way better area of Cambridge. It's in Hespeler. Just no garage. The other one had a detached garage, which was nice. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but $494. Renos were a lot more. Okay. Because the whole main floor needed to be basically redone.
Okay.
New kitchens and then all the cosmetic stuff.
So what was your rental cost?
We're looking at around 140.
Okay.
Might be up to 150.
It's not a lot more.
It's not.
When you're talking about major rentals, right?
Yeah, we had a lot of issues. Another reason why they had it listed for 500.
Yeah.
And I use a local realtor, really good investor realtor in Cambridge.
Yep.
And he was saying like, you know, we might be able to sneak one out because it just didn't show right. It didn't show good. Like they took the time to patch all the walls, sanded them, and they just left them.
Yeah.
Right. So you walk in with white patches everywhere, but you go rub your fingers like this is smooth, like this is ready to be painted.
Yeah.
So and there was a flood issue that they were very, very vocal about, and they had quotes on how to fix it.
Yeah.
So all we did was we took that quote, deducted off the price, and gave an offer, and they accepted it.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, it's good. We already fixed that flood issue. We're going with the renos. We have our permits. We're basically drywalling the basement right now.
Okay. So you'll be done that probably September?
September, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you project for rents on that one?
I'm projecting the same. Yeah. Because it is a nicer area. Like they don't have like the main floor doesn't have that garage, but it's a nicer area. So projecting probably around the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think end value on that's going to be?
That one, it's got to go higher because this one was crazy. We bought it for $494 in November, but when we got it appraised in March, it got appraised at $642 without touching it. So I'm hoping anywhere between $750 to $800 at the high end.
Yeah.
And if it does get that $800, 80% would be $640.
Yeah.
So and that's basically 494 plus 150. We're basically around
Full
that
burr,
anyways.
yeah.
So again, it's probably going to be a full burr, which honestly is 2 for 2. Like I can't expect that every time, but
Yeah.
it's been great.
Since you were on the show asking like total newbie questions,
I didn't even know what a duplex conversion was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I basically said that's what you should be doing because that's the highest and like the fastest way to build wealth.
For sure.
And so since that time, you bought one, you refinanced, you pulled all your money out, and then you took that same money and did the second one, basically.
Yeah.
And you're going to pull all the money out of that one.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, you've bought 2 properties, you've quit your job, you started a construction company,
Right.
all from one like, I don't know, what was it, like 20, 25 minute call from YouTube. Yeah. And this is what people don't get. People don't get is that, I get the question all the time, is what I should say is, if it was this easy, why doesn't everyone do it? Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And most people won't go and take the time. I say, okay, go join these Facebook groups. Go look for duplex conversions. Yeah. And, oh, I couldn't find it. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. Well, okay. Well, yeah, of course you couldn't. But yet, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
anybody can.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about Josh Doyle. Like, he just starting a duplex conversion on the mountain. People say, I can't find properties. He just bought 3 of them.
Yeah.
You know, there's deals out there. People can find them. It's just a matter of...
Yeah, do you want to do it, right? It's a lot of times people say... This actually all started from reading your book with Ian Szabo.
Yeah, Fix and Flip.
Yeah, and honestly, actually, I have the copy with me.
There you go. If you guys haven't read it, go to Amazon, buy Fix and Flip. We'll put a link down below.
That's it. And I on the back for your bio, I saw... I think it said something about Hamilton. I was like, oh, like I went to McMaster. Like I lived in Hamilton for like 4 years. Yeah. So just reached out to you. Yep. So I think it's people just have that fear of. I mean, worst case scenario, you're not gonna like message the person every day or anything, but you might annoy them, whatever. You apologize and you kind of move forward, right? Yeah. But just so many people are willing to give you like some friendly advice just to get your foot in that door, and that's kind of all I needed. Yeah. I just needed that foot in the door. You said look into duplex conversions, and that's it. I just dove right into it.
And join the groups. I mean, so many people are doing duplex conversions. Like
Big time. Like it's not new anymore.
Yeah, it's not new. It's not. I mean, even then we were doing duplex conversions. We just weren't legalizing them because it wasn't a thing back then.
Exactly.
Right? And it just depended on where you were. Because if I was in Newmarket, I could legally duplex them very easily. So we were. But yeah, like there's so many people doing it that you don't have to reinvent anything.
No.
It's like, okay, what do you guys, how do you, like, you can throw up a layout of your basement and say, how would you lay this out? Like, you'll get 10 different opinions on it, and you're like, I like that one, right?
Yeah, like exactly. Yeah. And just, talking to like friends and family, the common, like, financial advice, or not the common, but, like, what you get from, like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad and stuff, so many people are so, like, clueless to it. It's because it's not taught anywhere. And people are just in their ways. Like I got 2 of my best friends from university, super, super smart structural engineers as well. I told them like, I've been talking about it for a long, long time, and like they weren't really feeling it. All I said was, just go read Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? Yeah. And literally, they started reading it, and they're like, okay, let's do this. Yeah. My one buddy lives in Barrie, he wants to do one, and the other one's in Scarborough. He's looking at doing one in like Durham.
Yeah. There's that, and you get them read Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one too.
I've heard that one. I haven't read it yet, but
I read that book every year.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's once it clicks. Yeah. It's just like you can't believe you're thinking, the way you were thinking before. Yeah. Right. Just with like, you're always taught like save, but like the money in your bank just sitting there is not doing anything.
Well, you're losing, right? Because I mean, inflation's going up right now, and yeah, I mean, the only way to build wealth is to invest. Yeah. Whether it's in real estate, whether it's even if you're just buying an index fund. That's right. Something. If it's just sitting there, then you're losing, right? And especially at today's interest rates, like
it's free money.
It is free money.
Yeah.
Like I was just reading an article, and mortgage debt went up like 21% in Canada overall last year, and yet mortgage payments only went up 3%.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right? Yeah. So it's just one of those things. It's kind of free money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. And just like, even just talking to family members. Like I got my dad into private lending because he's close to retirement age as well, and just like simple things like this that we would have never ever thought about, right?
Well, once you open up that world,
Yeah,
it becomes like, oh, and now you understand it, and you're like, okay, I know what that guy's going to do. I know the value he's going to add. That doesn't seem so risky anymore.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Whereas people look at it and say, ooh, I don't know, like I'm going to lend that person this much money and there's some risk here. Well, as long as the asset's good.
Exactly. You're secure to that asset.
Yeah.
You do your due diligence, your background checks, and everything like that, and everything like lawyer has all the documents prepped and everything like that. So, yeah, it's been a crazy ride, and that was a big reason why I want to come back on and just kind of, for whoever's watching, just if I can do it, right? Anybody, literally anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You don't need the construction background I have. You don't need to be a realtor, right? Just as long as you're willing to work hard, you can do it.
Yeah, as long as you're willing to work hard and get out there and listen to some people who are doing it.
Yeah.
And just take action.
Yeah.
Which is like talking to people who are doing it is taking action.
Exactly.
Next set of action is actually go look at properties and put offers in and actually get them accepted, which is sometimes the nerve-wracking part. But once you do it once, it's like, wow, that wasn't that hard. Like, why wouldn't I just do that again? And it's like, just wash, rinse, repeat, right? So, okay, so you did 2 in a year. What's the goal for the next year? I
partnered up with a wholesaler, and we flipped one in Brantford.
Okay, how much you make on that?
I think the total profit was about 45,000, and it was great. The market helped us a little bit. Like we bought in not the nicest area of Brantford, but we completely rejuvenated this thing. Like it was a really good transformation.
Yeah,
like your 2.5 story. 120-year-old house.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big gut flip, and we made some good money there. So that got my foot in the door in flipping, which I really really like. So that's something I want to consider doing for more of that active. But for the next year and a bit is mainly keep the rental portfolio going.
Yeah. But
definitely helping other investors do their rentals. We're looking into garden suites right now.
Yeah.
Looking because Kitchener approved it. No one's really doing it yet, but looking into that, and then just helping people do their duplex conversions and keep going.
Yeah, well, talk to Andy Tran, talk to Brady McDonald. Like those guys are killing it with Ken Beckendam. They're all killing it with garden suites, right?
Yeah.
So just get out there and connect with them. I got to have one of them on the channel, actually. I don't know. I'll have one of them on and talk about it because I'm interested in it as well.
Yeah, they're cool. They're really cool. It's gonna be a fun construction job too because you get that secluded it's your own house, right? It's on the same lot, but you have your own house. So I think it's gonna be a huge market, and the people that do it now, I think in 3, 4, 5 years, it's just when everybody's doing it, the people that do it now are gonna be way ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure. I just love watching you grow on your on Insta and all that.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
if you guys want, I'll put your link for Insta down below if they want to follow what you're doing. If they have questions, they can reach out to you because I know you're more than willing to help out.
Of course, yeah.
Anybody wants construction work done up in the Cambridge Kitchener area.
Yep.
Palladian.
We're actually going to open a division in Durham as well, so we'll be in KWC and Durham. So
all right, there you go. All right, bud. Well, thanks for coming back on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
All right, bro.